με μια καταπληκτική θέα και βραδιά, με όμορφη μουσική, με μια εικόνα που δηλώνει γιορτή, μέρες ξεχωριστές. Βρισκόμαστε και απόψε δεύτερη μέρα εδώ στο Hotel Elena Village της οικογένειας του κυρίου Γιώργου Ντόβελου. Οι φίλοι αναρριχητές σιγά σιγά συγκεντρώνονται και γιατί θα έχουμε οπτικοακουστικό υλικό και πολλά άλλα σχετικά δρόμενα. Μια όμορφη βραδιά εδώ στο ξενοδοχείο Elena Village. Αναρριχητές, Έλληνες και ξένοι από κάθε γωνιά του κόσμου. Χθες όταν φύγαμε από εδώ που ήταν περίπου 10 παρατέταρτο, βλέπαμε ότι στους δρόμους όλοι όσοι περπατούσαν και πήγαιναν στα ξενοδοχεία τους, στα εστιατόρια ή επέστρεφαν, θύμιζε ο δρόμος βραδιά Ιουλίου. Με απόλυτη άπνοια, μια πολύ όμορφη βραδιά που οι φίλοι απολαμβάνουν τα εδέσματα που τους έχουν προετοιμάσει. Βρισκόμαστε εδώ στο Hotel Elena Village και περιμένουμε να δούμε όλα όσα θα ακολουθήσουν. Σήμερα βέβαια το μεσημέρι είχαν και μαθήματα παραδοσιακών χωρών, όπως μας έγραψε η Στέλλα Κουτρουμάνη για να μας ενημερώσει για όλες τις υπόλοιπες λεπτομέρειες που εκείνοι φυσικά βιώνουν μέρα με την ημέρα, ενώ αύριο υπάρχει και τοπική γαστρονομία στο Ανάλια Hotel του Γιάννη Χαλίπου.
I hope you had a really fun climbing day today. And just a couple of things before we get the evening going. We've got Silva here who's going to have a talk. But before that, I hope all of you registered for the festival. If you haven't yet, tomorrow morning there's a booth down there. Oh, well, close to that sign, to the red sign back there. Sign up for our festival. It's 20 euros. There's a bunch of activities that you can do. So, yeah. And there's also like a cute goodie bag with goodies inside. So that's the incentive. Right. This evening, we've got Sivo, an alpinist, super badass climber from Slovenia. He's put up countless of first ascents all over the world, and in 2022 even won the lifetime achievement, the Piolidor for lifetime achievement. So enjoy the evening, and I'll sit in there with you.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you very much for introducing. I'm very proud to be here. I never have a lecture under the cliff. This is my first time, right under the rock. My presentation, the title is Light and Fast. What means it in climbing? I go from the beginning, from the classic style of climbing to the nowadays, and we came to the time that we climb fast and light. That means when I came to practice light and fast style of climbing. I was born in 1960, and then in 1976, the young priests come to our village and bring our young generation. That time I have 16 years old. I was 16 years old to the mountains, and not only for the normal to the mountains. We are walking to the mountains during the night. In the morning we are on the top of Triglav, the highest mountain in Slovenia. This was the best introduction from the beginning of my climbing career. And after this ascent, we go a couple of times more to the mountains, and then I find myself that I like so much climbing, mountaineering, and I joined the mountain course, which was very close to my home. And then I was going through this mountaineering course. That time was like this. That time we were part of Yugoslavia, and the system was like this, that if you join a mountain club, that you have everything free, also a climbing course. And after, when you did the climbing course, you teach also younger generation. That was really nice system to the Army Corps, because you spend 15 months there almost for nothing, you know. And I find myself there that I could possibly to train there, you know, because in the morning time we have this Army course, and then the rest of the day I was trained a lot. And that time was so many other athletes also in the Army, and I was start running that time. And this was also really good base for me for the future progress in climbing and mountaineering. And then we find each other. We call it Three Musketeers. Yanis Jevic was from our mountain club also, a little bit younger, 1 year younger. And Franček Nes was the other part of Slovenia, was 5 years older. And he was already at that time really good climber, guru of the development of the Slovenian mountaineering. And we joined together. And first of all, we climbed a lot of in the Julian Alps, some on the mountain, some in the summer and also in the winter. And then the second very important thing for my career in the beginning was that I was coming to the United States. That time was coming from the American Alpine Club invitation of exchanging between American and Yugoslavian climbers. And when we find this information, we just decided to go there, and this 1 month of climbing in the United States, that time was so nice. It was in 1982. And that time we realized how high level was already there. I was so surprised later when we and Yanis Jevic climbed this route in El Dorado Canyon, Naked Edge. It was in 1971 that two great American climbers already did climb free this route, no? That time in our country was level much lower, no? But that was for me perfect also on the way that later all the big wall, what I climbed around the world was in the granite, you know, and we learned on the beginning how to climb on granite. And that time also this free climbing and clean climbing coming out. And on the end, after 1 month of climbing here in El Dorado Canyon and Colorado and Wyoming, we learned how to use very well flags, nuts, and all this. And it was a time when we can go, we don't take a hammer anymore with us to the mountains on the climbing. And here we already climbed that time, was in 1982, one route 511C. And this is the three Slovenian climbers that was the most influence for our generation, because there was a great generation of 70s. The first one was Tane Velak-Šrauf, laser floating and Franček Nes. Later I will talk more about him. He was a person who was already part of generation of 70, and also he was a leader climber. He was in the wheelchair on the generation of 80s. And the guy on the left, Tane Velak-Šrauf, always tell us, young generation, let's go to climb in the winter time, because in winter time conditions are so tough, and you will be prepared for any other climbers around the world. If you go to Himalaya, Greenland, or everywhere. Why? Because the north faces in the Julian Alps are big one enough, and of course also it's cold and always with 2 or 3 bivouacs, and the day is short, and this makes us tough and good for suffer. Then we start thinking to go to some expedition, because we already climbed together 1-2 years. And they start dreaming to go to Patagonia. There was a year, 1983, in the summertime, that we climbed a lot of in Julian Alps, and then we decided to climb 1 marathon. We did 19 routes in a walls like 150 meter high, and we climbed new routes up and down. That was also a good base to be strong. And then on November in 1983 we came down to Patagonia. Patagonia is a big area almost on the end of the arms, which is the longest chain of all the way down from north to south. It's about 7,000 kilometers. And here down in the south, in Patagonia, here is the located Cerro Torre and Fitzroy. The last time come over 3,000 meters. And the differences between Patagonia and the French Alps is like this. The condition in Patagonia in 1,000 meter high is like in the French Alps on 3,000 meter high.